Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you are all in good condition. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Rotun Nafisa. My ID number 19320164. Here, I am with my three other friends. They are Gita Rahma Karera with ID number 19320139, and then Amelia Septiani with the ID number 19320146, and the last one Shahreza Novia Armita with the ID number 19320153. In this opportunity, we are going to give a presentation about relative clauses part 2. Well, I would like to explain about relative verbs in integrated and supplementary clauses. There are seven relative verbs in the construction discussed above are listed in who, whom, which, when they indicate time, where they indicate place, and the last why they indicate reason respectively. And next, gender personal and non-personal. In English, there is a secondary gender system, namely personal and non-personal. This gender applies to interrogative and relative pronouns. For example, personal. In interrogative, who did you see? And in the relative, the person who annoys me most. In this case, when interrogative use who, so uh, relative also use who. So the personal has similarities in interrogative and relative. And next, non-personal. In interrogative, what did you see? And in relative, the thing which annoys me most. In this case, there is a difference. Difference. And interrogative use what? So in the relative use which. Uh, in the relative non-personal is different from the interrogative. Next, whose in interrogative is personal. For example, whose has stolen, and in the relative is neutral. It can personal and non-personal. Example for personal is a guy whose car was stolen, and example for non-personal is a book whose pages were falling off. Who is used for human and other entities like robots, extraterrestrials, or animal, especially for pets. For example, she was stroking the cat who has looking extremely content, while which is used for anything else like inanimate. And the next explanation will be explained by my friends.
Okay, my name is Shahreza Novi Armita. In this time, we will move to the next topic. In this slide, we have case, nominative versus accusative. We will talk about who. Who is a variable axiom. It means that it has nominative form for who, and it has genitive form for whose. It also has an accusative form for whom. The nominative is required in subject or predicative complement, and then the complement of a fronted preposition is normally accusative. This style is also more formal. And here is the example. We have nominative for informal style, like the applicant who we interviewed, and then we have accusative for formal style, like the applicants whom we interviewed, and the last we have non-WH neutral, like the applicants that we interviewed.
My name is Amelia Septiani and I will continue the material about fused relative. In the fused relative, the antecedent and the relative fused element are fused together instead of being expressed separately as in simple construction. Let's take a look for the example of fused relative. The first example is Whoever said that was trying to mislead you. This is fused relative. The underlined word here is the noun praise. Whoever is the head of noun praise and subject of relative clause, and its gender indicates that we are talking about some person. We can compare with non-fused of this construction. The person who said that was trying to mislead you. And the second example is, I have eaten what you gave me. This is fused relative. The underlined word here is the noun praise. What is the head of noun praise and object of gave in the relative clause. We can compare with non-fused of this construction. I have eaten that which you gave me. This non-fused construction is more formal than the fused construction. Next, relative word in the fused construction. The major relative words that occur in this construction are as follows: who, whom, what, which, where, when, whoever, whomever, whatever, whichever, wherever, whenever. The compound from here do not occur in the other construction. On the other hand, who, whom, and which occur in the fused construction only under very limited condition, usually with verb like choose, want, and like. For example, in the present-day English, who could not replace whoever. Like in the example that we learned before, whoever said that was trying to mislead you. This sentence cannot replace with who said that was trying to mislead you.
Hello guys, my name is Kita Rahma Carrera. You can call me Kita, and my name is 193200139. Okay guys, in my part, I would like to explain you about what is determinative and the last, fused relative and interrogative content clauses. You also can see the example in Huddleston book, page 192. So, what is determinative? As you can see in the chapter before, what is used to be pronoun, but in this part, what also can be determinative or determiner. I also take the example from Huddleston book. What mistakes she made were very minor. In this example, what is a determiner, and mistakes as a head of noun phrase and also subject from were very minor. And what mistakes refer to made. What is determinative also implies a relatively small number or only a small number of mistakes. And why we use were in this example? Because it refers to mistakes, many mistakes or some mistakes. And also word mistakes has a role between subordinate clause what and the metric clause she made were very minor. So it's different from chapter before, that what in this chapter as a determiner or as a determinative in this example or in this sentence. Okay, we move to part fused relative and interrogative content clauses. In this part, there are also some overlap between fused relative and interrogative clauses that can be an ambiguous sentence or clause. So let's take a look in 3 examples and compare. Example number 1. I really like what she wrote. Number 2, I wonder what she wrote. Number 3, what she wrote is unclear. In the example number 1, I really like what she wrote. It's obviously and of course it's fuse relative. And the word what in this example can be glosed with a word which. So we can say I really like which she wrote. Next, in example number 2, I wonder what she wrote. It's interrogative content clauses. Why? Because the example must be make you wondering what she wrote. It's possible to you to become curious and wondering what she wrote or what did she write. So because you wondering and become a question, it can also in interrogative content clauses or interrogative because you make a question. And the last example, what she wrote is unclear. It's very ambiguous. It can make you confused and think it is interrogative or fuse relative. If you think the example is become a fuse relative, it can interpret that which she wrote is unclear. But however, if you think is interrogative, it can also you have a statement, what did she write? What did she write? So it's ambiguous. It can be in either way or in both way, in interrogative or in fuse relative. And because the word unclear in this example, it can make more doubtful and not sure about what did she write. So I think the word unclear is the key point of interrogative statement, I think. And the last, we have some notes that the fuse relative from this example, if we think it is the fuse relative sentence or clause, it means a letter or a part or perhaps. And if we think the example is interrogative content clause, because it can make a question statement, what did you write? That's all. Okay guys, that's all our explanation. I hope you enjoy and understand the material, and I'm sorry if we make many mistakes in our presentation. That's all. As I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.